G'day, thanks for watching another Pickaxe ProtoPlatform tutorial. In this one we're going to be having a quick look at a push button switch and a buzzer. I thought I'd do two in one video rather than do them separately. Rather than pulling all these cords out and putting them back in again, I've drawn a bit of a quick schematic and I'll show you that first. But basically we've got a button that's connected to 5 volts. When I push that, it's connected to the input pin of the pickaxe here via that resistor, and then it's asking a pin on the other side, this orange one, to send a sound to that little buzzer. So hopefully you can hear that. Alright, so now we've seen how it's working. We'll have a quick look at the schematic and might look at the wires at the same time. So I'll just pull that into the camera a bit more. Now, so I call this the push button buzzer. We've got the 5 volt rail here and a 0 volt rail there, so that's your ground, which is over this side, and this is your 5 volts up here. Now, this probably I could have done the drawing to make it look a bit more similar, but we've got our wire coming down to the push button, and that's that orange one there, so that's going to one side of it, and the push button's just when I push the push button now, it's connecting between, turn that around, this point here and that point there. That's what's making the sound, so that's joining that connection here. I've got another blue wire that's just connecting between where this resistor comes to the pickaxe and the other resistors pulling it down to ground. So this is a little bit like a potential divider, I guess, in that this resistor is holding that pin in a low state, and then when I push that push button, the voltage is obviously going to be 5 volts that's getting to the pickaxe chip, which means it's high. Reads that as a high voltage, sorry, and then it's doing its little program, and I'll show you quickly what's happening on the screen as well in the code. So we've got this resistor, so a 10k resistor, and that's going to this blue wire, and that's coming down to ground, which is down here. Obviously once it goes out to these headers, it's going to the pickaxe chip, and then on the other side, on one of the output pins, it doesn't matter which one you use, but I think B2 is sort of the common one used to make any of the sounds with the pickaxe chips, because I think the 08 M2, it only ever used to be able to work with that B2, but I reckon the sound command works with a few more than just that pin these days. But so that's the pin B2 to the positive side of the piezo buzzer, and notice it does have a positive and negative side, so this has got a little positive marking there, and on the negative side I've got connected back down to ground, and there's not a need for a resistor on that that buzzer. So it's still a pretty straightforward circuit. We can see and hear it working there. I'll bring that a little bit closer to the camera maybe, and you can maybe hear it a bit better. Can't get it in focus, but you might have been able to hear it. And we'll have a quick look now at the code. Really quite basic. I've renamed 2 of these. I've renamed the pin 4 to be called push button, or just push. And it's important that you type in pin here, because when we're using this as an input pin, Pickaxe needs this to be in that format to have pin in front of it, in front of that number, so pin number format. Also on the other side I've changed P17, which is usually connected to B2. I've changed that to buzzer so that it is a bit easier to use down here. And basically I've just said if the push button is on, then make sound, otherwise go to main. And then down here I've got make sound, it's saying sound, and then that could be replaced with B2 if you like. It's got the little comma. Now the first one in here is the note, the second one is the duration, then note, duration, and you could keep going on for as long as you like. The important part is that there's a multiple of 2 numbers in here, so you can have 2, 4, 6, 8, whatever you like, 100, but you couldn't have 99 lots of numbers in there because it would be odd. It needs to have first the note and then the duration. There's plenty of websites, or there's folders on the Pickaxe website that you can get ringtones and stuff like that. And you can also use commands like play and tune rather than the sound command, but the sound's just a basic one to make a nice short sound. So this was making a lower sound and then a higher sound, and they're both for 30 milliseconds, but that 30 milliseconds is actually times by 4. And the range, this number, the note number, can be a number between 0 and 255, I believe, but you actually find that the little buzzers that we're using don't have that range. They might have a range of between about 70 to 130 or something like that, but you can experiment to see what range your buzzer has. Now I've got a quick pause before it goes back to the main, ready for that push button again. So that's it. Thanks for watching another video, and stay tuned, and we'll have more to come. Cheers.